If you have felt intimidated by making brown butter, let me break it down step by step and show you just how simple it can be. I am Amy from A Red Spatula, and not only am I going to show you how to make brown butter today, but I'm also going to show you how to take that brown butter and make it into some really incredible brown butter pecan cookies. So let's go ahead and get started, and of course don't forget to subscribe. I've got a lot of new videos coming out that I'm excited to share with you. Okay, so brown butter is not hard to make, but it's not something also that you want to walk away from. You need to keep an eye on it. So you can see here that I cut my butter into chunks. They're about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half. You're going to cook them in a heavy bottom pan. That keeps them from burning too quickly. And then you want to cook it over medium heat. That's very important. Now another thing too is you don't need to whisk it hard or anything like that, but you do want to keep it moving. Now this foaming on the top, that's all normal. It's what it should do. It's going to sizzle around the edges. Again, very normal. Now I kind of move it around just so I can see the butter underneath because it's hard to see through the foam. The brown in there, the little brown flecks, that is not bad. Don't panic. That's actually toasted milk solids, and that's exactly what you're looking for because that's where the flavor comes from. Now as soon as it gets to this point, this is the nice thing about using a lighter pan. You can see what it looks like. It's done. Remove it from the heat. Let it cool completely at room temperature, and then we're going to start our cookies. Now I like to mix my dry ingredients separate. You can see I'm using all-purpose flour and a whole wheat flour. All this will be listed in the descriptions. Mix this together, set it aside. Then we're going to take our cooled brown butter and we're going to mix this with our brown sugar and our granulated sugar. You can see I'm just doing this with a spoon. You don't need a hand or a stand mixer. All done by hand. Another tip that I have that I like to do is I always like to whisk my eggs separately. This ensures that they get mixed in really easily and really well into this cookie batter. So add the eggs and the vanilla. Now at this point you don't want to over mix your cookie dough. You can see here it just took me just a few seconds. Then you're going to add in your flour. Mix that again only until it's just incorporated. You don't need to over mix it. And then the last step is the chopped pecans. Add those in. You're going to mix them in as well. Now one really important thing about these cookies is that you want to make sure that you chill them at least 4 hours, but preferably overnight. I think that that's like the prime time to do them. Then the next day, you can see the dough is a little bit hard. I usually pull it out at least an hour and let it soften a little bit. You're going to want to scoop it, put it on a parchment lined baking sheet, and then bake it until the edges are barely golden brown. Don't over bake these. And then when you pull them out, they look just like this. The flavor is incredible. You are going to love these cookies, and really they're pretty simple to make.